I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for InvestmentPitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Paulo Rodrigues, the COO of Public Mint. Paulo, welcome to the show and thanks for taking the time.
Well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Likewise, I'm excited to dive into the world of DeFi. So many people still need to understand how valuable this technology is, and I think Public Mint's doing a great job in bringing more into the space. And I would love for you to kick us off with a little bit of information about Public Mint in the DeFi space and some of the solutions that you're delivering.
Well, thank you, Ashton. Yeah, so at Public Mint, what we're really doing is creating a new global money system. So there's this disconnect between the fact that you're able to send an email instantly everywhere in the world, and if you want to move your money, it's not exactly the same thing. So what we're trying really is to find a way to provide that level of service in terms of owning your money and being able to move it around as the speed of an email. And providing at the same time some of the advantages that the banking industry provides, like FDIC insurance for the funds that are lying underneath. So that is obviously one big building block that is necessary to support all the innovation that is happening in the DeFi space. And that's why I'm so happy to be here to answer your questions about it.
Definitely. Thanks for the intro. And you're right. Cryptocurrency transactions and managing your own bank is a little bit more complex than sending an email. And I know your team is trying to lower those barriers. You know, even the amount of people in cryptocurrency is fairly small compared to the traditional markets, and the amount in DeFi is even smaller. Can you talk about some of those plans and strategies that you have to make it that easy as sending an email?
Yeah. I typically say that whenever I go to a bank, to a clerk at a bank, I never ask what kind of database they're using underneath, right? The normal user doesn't care about the technology. We live in a world where there's this huge amount of innovation happening in the blockchain space, but there's a lot of friction to get there. So people hear interesting news about DeFi, about interesting yields, but then they are faced with a learning curve that is really hard to overcome, like what is a MetaMask, what is an exchange, what are gas fees, Ether, cryptocurrencies, and the regulator, the afraid around regulation. So that's why a lot of people is keeping outside of this crypto bubble, I should say, because there's a lot of friction. And what we're really aiming to do is to provide an ability for people to use this innovation in a regulated, in a safe manner, and as easy as pushing a button on an iPhone app. And that's how it should be for everyone, not something available only for the crypto savvy users. That's basically the main issue that we're solving is the ability to have everyone on board and not just a few people that are into the crypto world. Definitely,
Paulo, I agree. And I would love if you could elaborate a little bit more. I know that the platform, there's a wait list right now. It's in the works. There's a lot of financial products that will be coming out as the platform grows. But from the start, can you give a vision into somebody that's just getting into cryptocurrency? How easy is it to get on the platform? What do they do? And then how do they start earning?
So from a regular user point of view, it's as simple as downloading an iPhone app or an Android app and start depositing funds on your digital wallet. And you can use Wire, you can use ACH. Soon you'll have credit cards also as an ability to top up your wallet. And once you have your money in your wallet, it's just a click of a button in order to push that money into a earned solution. That's the solution that we're launching in a few weeks. And as you said, there's already a waiting list on publicmint.com/earn. We're very happy to see that we're over 45K in terms of users already on the waiting list. And we feel the responsibility, and we're very excited to deliver that product to the public, because finally the end user will have an ability to tap into earnings that currently are only available on the DeFi space for people that know how to handle crypto and Ether and MetaMask. In our case, we're solving that all under the hood. So we're working with partners like Abra and Celsius, integrating also with DeFi protocols like Compound. But for the end user, it's as simple as pushing a button and putting your money into earn and start getting those earnings that under the hood are being provided by the partners that participate in the ecosystem.
Definitely. I think that's going to make it a way easier for beginners. I'm also curious, though, a lot of beginners, they're focused in USD. Maybe they understand Bitcoin and Ethereum a little bit, and maybe Tether. But they also would like to get back to USD easily as well. Is that something that's a primary focus, to be able to move in and out of fiat and crypto?
Yeah. So one of our main goals is really to bridge between the blockchain innovation that is happening in the blockchain space and the real economy that runs on fiat currencies. So what we've built over the last 2.5 years is a solution that is a blockchain, but it's fully USD native, no crypto involved. So if you look at it, you have now best of both worlds. You have the stability of dollars on one side, and you have the instant settlement ability from blockchain technology. That is the feature that it's at its core on Public Mint. That's the underlying platform that enables all the rest. And then there's this marketplace of use cases where the Earn app that we're going to launch in a few weeks is just one first use case that enables the ability to have additional advantages on the fact that you now have your money programmable and instant at all times. So what we're saying here is that you don't need to go into crypto anymore. You can use your regular dollars and you can start benefiting from the fact that you're using blockchain technology, but with dollars, not with crypto.
Wow.
And by the way, that's what's going to enable also, and that's why we see a lot of excitement on the blockchain side, because there's a lot of blockchain companies out there that are still struggling to access fiat because it's a regulated environment. It has a lot of concerns around it. And we enable through our open APIs and through our development portal, the ability for any company that is working on the Ethereum network to simply use those solutions and port it into a platform that is already fiat native. So that's an important step that we believe brings a lot of advantages, not only for the end users that finally can tap into this innovation, but also for the blockchain companies that now can enable their solutions in dollars, and with that being able to open up the market to much more users than they are currently having on their systems.
Definitely. No, well said. And I like that you mentioned there the regulation. When you do have fiat currencies and USD, that gets involved in there. And it's been a barrier of DeFi platforms that want to be just crypto and ones that want to add in that on-ramp. But to make it easier for people to get into the platform, but also does that make it harder for Public Mint or for the users, or has all the regulation already been solved out and approved?
Yeah, so at Public Mint, we have a mix of tech entrepreneurs. We have a mix of people that come from the legacy world, like myself. I used to be responsible for a Swift service bureau that was connecting all the banks to the Swift network and to real-time gross settlement systems. And we also have software engineers with a lot of experience building systems like this around payments. So regulation and compliance is at the top of our list. We have our own BSA compliance program in place, our own BSA compliance officer. We work with regulated entities that hold the money for us. So Public Mint, at its core, it's kind of like doing what Swift did 30 years ago. We're just a fintech company that is enabling blockchain technology to make money more easy to move around. But under the hood, you have trust companies and banks that are holding the money, and they are the entities that are regulated to do so. That's why we are able to provide FDIC insurance through these partners. And that's why at the same time, because we create this synthetic version of dollars on the blockchain, we enable the ability to have instant movement of money on the ecosystem. So regulation and compliance is in the top of our agenda, and we will continue to make it so as we operate.
That's good to know. And with DeFi growing so quickly, it's hard for regulation to keep up sometimes. And the tech guys just working nonstop to keep innovating with new products. DeFi is expanding into different ways to capitalize on your assets. I'd love to hear your your vision for what you think DeFi will look like and what Public Mint will look like, in 5 years from now and beyond.
Yeah. So having worked in both sides, having worked in the highly regulated environment, I really respect and I understand the challenge of regulators these days, because it's really difficult to keep up with all the innovation and still continue to fulfill their mission of protecting customers and making sure that everything is compliant and regulated. And on the other end, you see this huge amount of intellectual power that is happening on the blockchain space that wants to thrive and wants to bring more utility to the end users. So what we believe Public Mint will be in the next few years is effectively this underlying bridge between these two worlds that finally enables the ability for more conservative environments like banks and big corporates to be able to finally start having true innovation in their solutions. Because we all know up until now, we have big corporates around the world trying out blockchain, but they're still it's still very early days, because they're still not comfortable with the fact that they need to work with volatile crypto. So the fact is that they can effectively continue to work with fiat, because now they have the ability to tap into that innovation using dollars, not some volatile crypto token. So we will continue to do our best to be as compliant as possible. There are gray areas that even for the regulators still difficult to understand how to regulate. But as always, we will continue to push our efforts to make it as compliant as possible and as aligned as possible with regulators and compliance.
Definitely. And now we talked about how there's a wait list. The platform is coming out soon. We just talked about the 5-year vision and beyond. I'd love to hear about the near term and what are the next steps for Public Mint as you head towards launch.
So when we launched the underlying instant settlement platform that is blockchain and fiat native, it's really not an appealing use case. People don't grasp the advantages of that, right? You need to have concrete use cases for people to relate to. So we decided to launch the Earn app as one of the first low-hanging fruits that it's obvious, because now you have your wallet, and now you can start earning on top of the money that you have on your wallet, and that has a tangible advantage for the end user. From our perspective, we have a clear roadmap in terms of building other building blocks, just like Earn, or 4 or 5 building blocks that enable the ability for a person to move their money around and to have some concrete advantages like they have with the banking industry. But moreover, more importantly, is that we have a whole marketplace and a whole community on Telegram, which is around 50,000 people right now. They are the ones that are going to drive the innovation, because these people can tap into our open ecosystem. They can use the open APIs and start developing on top of programmable money. So on one side, we have our own vision, and we believe that there are some use cases that are obviously something that needs to be available on the wallet, like Earn, like loans, like debit cards, like instant Forex. Those are things that are something that a person would obviously require. But then there's this long tail of innovation, and we're very excited to see what's happening already. So we have, for example, just to give you an example, developers already deploying on our sandbox interesting stuff like decentralized exchanges using programmable dollars, or even an NFT marketplace. And these are initiatives that are being led by the community of supporters. It's not really our efforts, our team. Obviously, we give all the support as possible to these innovators, but we want these innovators to thrive and to push more and more utility to the whole ecosystem. So the goal is, whenever you have money on Public Mint, you should feel that you can do a lot of things with your money. You're free to do a lot of things with your money on that marketplace. And that's the whole vision around Public Mint, being the Earn just the first use case.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's going to be super important moving forward. And for the viewers that are looking to follow along with all of these updates and get on the wait list and learn more about how they can capitalize with USD and cryptos, what's the best way for them to get involved?
So obviously, we have our own Telegram channel, Public Mint, which I advise you to follow because that's where we typically push our latest announcements. You have our website, publicmint.com. The waiting list is available on publicmint.com/earn, and you can check out all the latest information there. We're always available on Telegram if anything is needed.
Sounds great, Paulo. Thank you so much. I will leave the Telegram and the website links and all the other links as well in the description box below. All the best with Public Mint moving forward, and let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you, Ashton. Thank you.